Welcome to today's 3-minute halacha. We begin today the discussion of the next melacha of hashochto, of the one who shechts the animal, that after capturing the animals needed in the Mishkan, before they can be skinned or used for their dye or any similar situation, they needed to slaughter the animal. They needed to kill the animal that they were going to use. This is referred to the Mishnah as hashochto, and the Gemara addresses what is the core prohibition of this melacha of Shochait, which the Gemara brings a machlokas between Rav and Shmuel, that according to Rav, the primary prohibition is that of tzoveya, or according to the conclusion of the Gemara, maybe Rav just held that tzoveya was in addition. But the primary prohibition, according to Shmuel for sure, and perhaps even according to Rav, is the melacha of netilas neshama, is the prohibition of taking a life of a living being. And that's how the Rambam rules, like Shmuel, that the prohibition of shochait is netilas neshama, is taking the life of a living creature. The Rambam emphasizes that this is not limited only to the formal act of actual shechita, the way we think of it in terms of kosher food, that specific type of killing, but any type of killing, when it comes to the prohibition of Shabbos, is considered to be this melacha of hashochait. So not to be confused with actual formal shechita, any form of netilas neshama, any form of killing a creature violates the melacha of shochait on Shabbos. The Rambam also provides an interesting example of taking a fish out of water, that even though I'm not actively killing it, I am damaging it to I'm placing it into a situation where it inevitably will die. And the Minchas Chinuch, based off of this Rambam, deducts that we see that it's not only specifically an act of killing, like smashing a bug or killing a larger animal, but it's any form of causing an animal to die via injury, via actual killing, or via putting it into a situation where it no longer will be able to live and inevitably will die. Based off of this, the prohibition is extended not only to smashing a bug or killing an animal, but poisoning an animal, as we mentioned, taking the water out of fish, any form of harming a creature that would inevitably cause it to die, even if that does not take place immediately. So using any form of insect repellent or spray that may cause it to die, even if it takes a couple hours, also would be categorized as this melacha of shochait. Interestingly, the Minchas Chinuch brings a suffix as to whether if one goes ahead and kills an animal which is already injured or placed in a situation where it would inevitably die, like killing that fish more quickly or killing a bug which has already been poisoned and is waiting to die, would that be considered the melacha of shochait? Certainly it is not permitted. It is mikarev misa, so it is bringing its death closer and more quickly, which is prohibited. But it may not, the Minchas Chinuch has a suffix as to whether or not that qualifies as the biblical prohibition of the melacha of shochait. Have a great Shabbos.